Hello, today's video I'm going to show you how to remove a rear axle, the knuckle and the rear axle on a 2013 BMW X3 all-wheel drive. What you're going to want to do, the first thing you're going to want to do is remove the brakes. I have a video on how to remove the brakes. This is an electronic parking brake over here. This unit right here. I show you how to remove that. Once you remove that, there's going to be a 45T to get this nut out. That just fell down. To get that nut out to remove the rotor. So I'm going to take the brakes off. I'm going to take the rotor off, and we're going to take it from there. Okay. Once you get to that part, you're going to want to take off the electrical connectors. Okay. This one was the brake sensor that goes into the brake pads. It goes through here. All right, to the brake pads. All right, to this one. You see that? The sensor goes in here, and when it wears down, this part, okay, that little thing up there, that wears down, and then it's gonna have bare metal, and that'll put the light on. Okay. So anyway, you take this connector out over here. And now you're going to have this connector. All right, that's the ABS. Don't take it out of the hub. Follow the wires here. Take these, just undo these. All right. Then you're going to come to the side over here. There's going to be a little plastic panel with a little tab. You pull that tab up, and these two tabs. This is basically like that. All right, just bend it up, out of the way. And now you're going to follow this one. Okay, and it goes to this one. And you just take this out. You got to take it out and hit this little lock over here, and then you just unplug it. Just push this like this. Okay, you unplug this like that. Okay, take it out of here, and these little plastic clips, just pull them up, and just take the wire and leave the wire hanging, and leave the wire on the hub. All right, unless you're replacing the hub, then that's a different story. If you're replacing the axle, like this video is to replace the axle, so you're gonna take the knuckle off, you're gonna take everything off, so whatever you're doing on your job, I'm sure this video could help you. Okay, so now, let me show you the other knuckle. Okay, it's basically the same thing. Now, you're gonna have a lot of connections to this thing. You're gonna have one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Okay, this is 18 millimeter. 18 millimeter. They're pretty much all 18 millimeters. Okay. This one has to come off. Okay, so this one you got to get through the other way. Let me show you. Let me just lift it up. You have this one and this one. This one's for the shock. Take that one out first to relieve the pressure. Not that much grit. It doesn't spring down too bad. All right, that's these two right here. Then you got these two. Okay, and then this one up here, the nut. You get that nut, you get it right, you see over there? You get that nut this way, and this nut too. So, that's what you gotta do. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, look what some bozo did. Cut the whole shaft off, okay? Only one could wonder. All right, anyway, I'm gonna take all these bolts off and show you what it looks like. It'll be easy to take off this shield. It's a 10mm bolts. There's 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You take this off so you can see the back better. It's just easier. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, see how much it's easier? You can see all the bolts and everything. Unless you gotta take this sensor off, like I said, just don't take it off. I mean, sometimes they break, and then if you weren't replacing it, then you're gonna have to replace the whole thing. All right, I just released everything. And now I'm gonna just start taking off all these bolts. All right. Okay, so once you got the knuckle off, this is what it looks like. You can get your CV joint out. You just gotta knock it out. Now let me show you what it looks like. This is the newer one. Well, a junkyard one, but a new one. These are all the bolts. Okay, let me go around the other way. Okay, you have one here. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. This one is for the sway bar. It's 16mm. The rest of them are 18. If you grab them from this side, I use the lock wrench on the other side with the impact. Now, when you put this back, for some reason, this is gonna have the suspension arm pressure on here. Now this thing, it screws right into a flat surface. I don't know why they just didn't make it, go through with a nut. So this screws in like this, and like, see? Okay, it's easy to do that, but when it's under pressure and it's a little crooked and everything, you gotta be careful you don't strip the threads, because then you're gonna have a problem. Okay, it's the same thing with the one down here, but this one's on the outside. This one's on the inside. Here, the axle goes this way, the outside of the car is that way. This one is like, it's not that easy to do. That arm is this arm. You see, it has a lot of torque on it. So when you thread the bolt in, you got to make sure you do it by hand. Wiggle this around a little bit. Maybe it's good to do this one first. Once you put the knuckle on, you wiggle it on, you screw it on by hand, get some good threads on there, and then then take it from there. All right, so go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so I'm gonna pop that CV joint out. I got the other one right here that's not cut, and we're gonna be putting that one in. Okay, to get the CV joint out, use like a crowbar to get it under here, and you'll yank it out. It's like the front CV joint. It's got a circlip, so you gotta really put something under there, right here, and really give it a nice pull, and she should pop right out. Okay, make sure you clean this up with the seal rides. Clean it up, put a little grease on there, a little grease on here. See, that's why it has a little circlip here, so it's a little hard to yank it out, but it comes out. And the same thing when you put it in, you line up the splines, and then you give it a nice good shove and make sure it's seated all the way to here. Okay, so now in installing it, what I did, I put this one on first. First, you put the CV joint in. It's not all the way in to catch the bolt yet, so you're gonna have to tap it from the back, but it was enough to get this one on. Then I did the one I told you about, the one over here. It threads in. It threads in from the back. This one is, like I said, it's kind of hard to do. It's just basically something like this one, but it doesn't have a bevel. So you don't want to strip this because there is no bolt. It's not like this one where it has a nut and bolt. This one just screws right into this thing. All right, so you want to make sure you get that one going, and then you can, do the rest of them. All right, I'm gonna put the bolts loosely and show you everything. Okay, so everything's loose. They're all loose, but they're all in there. Gonna tighten them all up, and we're just gonna reverse them, the removal procedure. Okay, don't forget to put your electrical connections back. You run them back up to the box over here, close the box, make sure it's watertight, and then run the wire for your brakes, put the brakes back on, the rotors back on, and you're done. All right? Motor car nut, Please subscribe, hit the like button. Any questions, just leave them below. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.